Boston. Now, Meg Whitman's former housekeeper, Nikky Santillan, says after 9 years, Whitman suddenly fired her last year. Santillan says it was after she came clean about being an illegal, but Santillan's attorney, Gloria Allred, alleges that Whitman knew about it long before last year. Santillan appeared at an emotional news conference today. She said in June of last year she went to Meg Whitman asking for help finding an immigration lawyer. Santillan claims Whitman refused to help her and then fired her. Santillan's attorney, Gloria Allred, says Whitman had received letters from the government telling her that her social security number did not match her name. Whitman denies she knew Santillan was undocumented, and she's released copies of a social security card and driver's license to prove her point.
I realized at that moment that she didn't appreciate my work. I felt like she was throwing me away like a piece of garbage.
Meg Whitman released a statement saying she's worried about Santillan being manipulated by Gloria Allred for political reasons. She said letting Santillan go was one of the hardest things she's ever had to do and still considers her a member of her extended family. Well, this housekeeper scandal hits home for a lot of people.
Yeah, so what's the legal fallout for firing undocumented workers? And is there a kind of don't ask, don't tell issue driving this problem? CBS 2's Stephanie Abrams has just talked to an immigration lawyer. And Stephanie, what'd you find out?
Well, this is a very difficult situation that many people are dealing with right now. Hiring an undocumented worker is simply against the law, but you'd think that maybe there'd be a way to work it out if you develop a good working relationship with someone who you later learn is illegal. The attorney we spoke with says as the law stands now, you can't help them and you can't keep them.
Was Ms. Whitman engaging in her own form of don't ask, don't tell, so that she could continue to benefit from the work of a vulnerable and undocumented worker?
When Gloria Allred accused Meg Whitman of knowingly employing an illegal resident, she left many wondering, should I ask? We went to immigration attorney Jessica Dominguez for answers.
The penalties are you can get a fine and you can also be given criminal charges for hiring a person who's undocumented.
When you hire an employee, you need to fill out these forms. First, the I-9, which provides evidence that the person is documented, and second is a W-4. This is the tax form. Meg Whitman said she did both, with evidence of Social Security and driver's license numbers.
When the employer is completing an I-9 form, it's impossible for them to determine whether or not the Social Security number is a valid one or not. Usually when the W-4 form is submitted for the taxes, and Social Security taxes are deducted as well, that's when the employer can get a no-match letter.
The immigration attorney we spoke with said if you're an employer and find out your employee is illegal, it is unlikely you can help them get legal status without putting them in a situation where they'd face deportation.
When they want to apply for residency, they're going to be sent back to their countries for 10 years, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to go back.
If your employee got a 245I provided before April 30th of 2001, you may be able to help them, but most don't have that.
It's almost impossible to help these employees.
Dominguez explained employees who've been here illegally for less than a year are sent back for 3 years. For more than a year, they're deported for 10 years before they can even try to immigrate legally. So her advice to employers?
They'll have to take measures to hire someone who's documented, who has the legal status to work in the United States. Is that going to cost them more? Absolutely.
She says until we see comprehensive immigration reform, your only option with an illegal employee is to fire them. Because Meg Whitman's housekeeper was hired in the year 2000, it is possible that if Whitman had learned she was illegal within the first year, Whitman could have helped her get a 245I. That would have given her housekeeper the opportunity to apply for legal residency, but Whitman still would have had to fire her until she got her visa, which can take years. Back to you.
Thank you, Stephanie.